Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is the far left, the unhinged far left, eating their own, attacking their own, firebombing their own. It really is insane in all regard. I just cannot fathom on what's really going on here. Like, it is insane on how we are getting to this level um of violence in this country, and this is what is being perpetrated by far leftists. And the Democrats kind of like supporting this type of thing, because obviously, if the Democrats were not supporting this, then this wouldn't be happening. But it is. So what we have here from the New York Post is suspected arsonist Cody Balmer accused of firebombing Governor Shapiro's home, pictured as his disturbing online photos are revealed. Says the suspected arsonist arrested over the firebombing attack on Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro's home shared disturbing photos on social media, including pics of himself pointing a gun at the camera and appearing to breathe fire, as well as a photo of an embroidered flaming Molotov cocktail. Says Cody Balmer, 38, was arrested Sunday evening and faces charges of attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and aggravated assault for the 2 a.m. blaze at the Democrats' residence, the Dauphin County District Attorney has announced. No motive has yet been given for the arson attack on the governor's Harrisburg home, but a Facebook account believed to be run by Balmer, according to sources, includes a number of radical posts, images of guns, and at least one apparent call for violence. Oh, who would have thought? Because of course, the left is always known for violence. I keep on saying this. You might have maybe one Republican or maybe one conservative, one person that's anybody that's on the right, if you want to use that term, uh, uh, being a violence. But then you'll probably find like 10 other leftists committing 10 or 20, honestly, other leftists committing crimes or committing violence. So it's not really a surprise here. He told police he planned to beat Shapiro with a hammer if he encountered him, according to a probable cause affidavit. Oh, that's lovely. That's great. And it says the accused arsonist and dad reshared a picture of an embroidered hoop featuring a hand-stitched flaming Molotov cocktail and the words, "Be the light you want to see in the world." Yeah, so we're going to be reviewing that as well. Meanwhile, the photo of the former mechanic pointing the barrel of a gun straight at the camera, posted in 2011, sits in an album flanked by images of children opening Christmas gifts and playing on a slide. Another photo shows the alleged firebug holding up a welding torch, shooting out flames under a car. Balmer also showed multiple left-wing anti-capitalist posts on his Facebook, and his home appears to have been foreclosed last year, according to court documents. Probably because he didn't pay it, but that's beside the point. Now, here's the thing. Normally when people start doing this type of thing, when they start pointing the gun at a camera or a video or what have you, it usually means they're probably a bad person. They're probably a criminal. They're a gangbanger. They're not a good person. And this is going to show that this is kind of proving this right, considering the fact that nobody does this. Nobody sane at least does this, and nobody that is not a criminal does this, because there's something called gun safety, and this is violating all kinds of things wrong with it, assuming that there is a person behind that camera, which would also be insane if there was. But yeah, it's no real surprise here. It goes on to say here that the sale was conducted at the request of Lakeview Loan Servicing LLC, and included legal notifications for any interested parties about the distribution of proceeds, according to the document. The sale was set to go ahead unless otherwise delayed or canceled by the sheriff's office, according to the document. Balmer appears to have expressed far-left beliefs on social media in recent years and attacked both President Trump and former President Joe Biden. So it doesn't seem that he's definitely a lungy leftist, but it seems like he just wants to attack everyone. So this guy is obviously not quite good in the head. Says Biden supporters shouldn't exist, he wrote in Facebook post in 2021. Where were you his first run? Well, we are well aware of the trash he is. As for the record, second, I still knew that what scum he is. Now, why did y'all forget what? Because he did? Again, I'm not. Again, I can't disagree that Joe Biden was not a good president. All right, I think he was a horrendous president. I think there was a lot of evidence showing that he would be a horrendous president. But again, I'm not gonna go out and say like, oh, I'm gonna go take this guy out in the barn shed or whatever. I'm not that type of person. But it goes on to say here, my friends, that says, rest in peace, Joe Biden. Whoops, that's in May. Not my hashtag might not president. He wrote in another post, while another read, knowing is half the battle, the other half is extreme violence. We here at JMReports do not condone political violence at all, and especially extreme violence. So yeah, we don't do that here. All right. I don't agree with a lot of the left. All right, and I think sometimes them not being in politics would be the best for our country. But I'm not gonna go and say, yeah, let's go bang them with a sledgehammer, because that should be the actual cause of this. No, I'm not gonna go do that. Says Bulmer also shared a Facebook post supporting mask mandates during the COVID pandemic, as well as rants slamming toxic femininity, and other posts complaining about gas prices and supporting Kanye West's presidential run. Because Kanye West is going to be as a great candidate for president. God, if that ever happened, oh man, don't even get me started. Since every time I stop to get gas, I personally feel that we should have taken our chances with Kanye. The post read. The suspect is a dad of at least 4 sons, and a daughter, according to 2020 Facebook post shared by a former employer. Well, we're going to show that as well. And this is his little thing here: be the light and you want to see in the world. And that sounds that's ominous, because obviously you got firebombed. Goes on to here, this is from the quartering. Meet the man who firebombed Josh Shapiro and his family as they slept. Take it in, you want to see this picture tomorrow in the news. And of course, it has, one black woman and 2 black kids. So, yikes. So, yeah, it is what it is. Leftist insanity, Goes on to say here, domestic terrorist called a bomber from Pueblo, Pennsylvania, charged with setting fire to the governor's mansion. As you can see here, this is the unhinged person in question. And then we have this here as well, with this from Gara Contessa. Says he had 2 court dates scheduled this week. One for driving with a suspended license, and the other for 3 simple assaults. Past history of misdemeanors, including forgery, doesn't seem politically or racially motivated. Well, this was politically motivated. At the very least, politically motivated. I don't know about racially, but yeah. It seems that this guy here has some few things under his belt here. He's been kind of a criminal already. So yeah, and he has already assaulted people, which is no surprise because he's a violent individual. And then of course we have here some on daddy time to break up the workday. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be too great, right? Yeah, it ain't great. And it goes on this year with Bomb Hombre saying Cody Bomber, the Harrisburg man accused of attempting to burn down the Pennsylvania governor's mansion, was, according to him, a registered socialist. He was neither a Republican or Democrat, and frequently shared links from anarchist accounts on Facebook. Social media posts also show that he supported Black Lives Matter, believed in free universal health care as a right, and was a fan of Andrew Yang. He also shared memes criticizing MAGA supporters, Christians, and the Second Amendment. Okay, it goes on to say, I'm a registered socialist, so I had gotten about 27 mail-in ballots. I got to vote for everyone twice and vote none of the above in person, plus casting a vote for my favorite cartoonist. So, committing voter fraud, which is, no surprising here. Yep. And then it goes on to say here, with Connie Balmer, it says, we're posting stuff, don't stop being Democratic or Republican. Cody Barber putting stuff down here as well. Things Trump supporters say. Bingo, left. It's all the Republicans' fault. Right. It's all the Democrats' fault. Forward. Putting all this stuff. Retweeting a lot of things. So, no surprise there. So, and all that stuff. It is quite interesting on how this goes. And it also has this here, says, sadly, there are Christians more committed to the Second Amendment than they are to the Second Amendment commandment. So, I don't see how that is. I'm not a religious person, so I can't really say on that because, believe in you want to believe in, all right? As long as you're not shoving that stuff in my face, I'm okay. So, yeah, this guy is quite obviously unhinged. He has issues. Perhaps we should be careful. And here's the thing, right? This is a lot of the times facilitated from with a lot of far leftists, right? A lot of far leftists are like this, and if it wasn't for AOC and Ratchet Crockett here, uh, trying to denounce this type of stuff and say this is not good. Well, guess what? Uh, you guys have yourselves to blame for it. And they're probably going to say that, like, again, even if this is a Democratic governor, I do not want somebody to go into these people's homes, regardless whether they're left or right, and go start a fire at their home. All right, I do not want this. This is not something that I advocate for. This is not something I want, especially if you're getting kids involved. Kids are just a byproduct to their parents, and kids especially should not be targeted for something like this. I mean, imagine if you just kill the kids, man. Like, what do they have any part of this? Keep kids out of it. It's just quite disgusting that this is going on, and obviously these people don't have any morals whatsoever. They're eating their own, they're destroying their own, you're trying to unalive their own, and that's just kind of what we're seeing here. And of course, last but not least, guys, we'll just show you this. This is the actual house in question here. So, yeah, it's that is the house. Man, that is destroyed, guys. That is a problem. It's a good thing the family got out, though. Like, especially the kids that are no longer being harmed in any of this at all. So yeah, that house is not good. It is torched, and this is what the inside of the house obviously looks like. You can't get. I don't know why there's not a bigger picture, but like actually, this kind of looks bigger over here. So yeah, the inside of the house is done. This house is destroyed. Well, I guess that's what Democrats get. I mean, if you're gonna keep advocating for these people and say it's fine to be firebombing, Tesla stations, etc., Tesla vehicles, attacking Tesla people, whatever, and you don't denounce it, then, well, I mean, you're going to keep on getting stuff like this. So maybe it might be in your best interest to say, maybe stop with the horrible rhetoric, denounce these things from happening, and that might be into a great start of maybe healing this country. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.